Welcome back to Radio GBX. The last song you heard was No Lie by Damien here on Radio GBX. Here we have Winnie with us, special local artist. How you doing, Winnie?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. We're soon get dive into some cool, interesting questions here. Just get to know all about you and your music.
Dope. I'm excited.
So I'm looking forward to that. So here on the Joe Show, we're going to be diving into some questions soon. We're going to hit it back to some music. Coming up next, we have local artist Cinnamon the Saint. That's what they said here on Radio GBX. Welcome back to the Joe Show, where we may be streaming Radio GBX. I'm Joe, and I'm with Winnie here on Radio GBX. The last song you heard was Adinas by Superglue. And here on Radio GBX, we want to dive into some questions here with Winnie. So tell me about yourself. Like, where are you from?
So I'm from Appleton, which is like 40 minutes from here. Been there my whole life. And I mean, honestly, like, I like it there quite a bit just because they have like everything that I would need. So I'm definitely like lucky to have grown up there.
That's awesome. So what brings you to Green Bay?
Really, I'm not gonna lie, like the fact that the dorms had bathrooms in them.
Oh yeah, they have their
That
own
was a
personal
big
bathroom
selling.
versus some have like a communal bathroom that's not very good.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, so I mean that was a big selling point for me.
Nice.
Plus just like the fact that it was just kind of had like the just like I liked how like isolated it was. It kind of helped me to feel like it was like a separation from reality too for a little bit when I was here. And I mean, there's a lot of good places on campus. Like it's overall just like a beautiful place to be. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And you're a student here on campus?
yep.
Yeah. What are you studying?
I'm studying communication as my major, and then I'm minoring in design and then doing a certificate in entrepreneurship. So
That's awesome. It's cool. So like you're a performer yourself. You rap. Like, do you play any other instruments? You sing?
nah, so the only instrument that I can use is my voice.
Yeah.
But I can't sing. I want to learn how to sing
Okay.
because like I definitely do enjoy like music that has singing in it as well as like hip hop and rap music, but yeah, really just my voice is the instrument that I use.
Yeah, and then all the beats that you produce and stuff too, and the blend between the two.
Yeah, I produce some of my beats, and then I also have a producer, Bulba Beats, who lives in Germany. I met through a friend, and he's been making a lot of my beats too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I think like kind of getting that too. Like, what kind of inspires you to make your music?
Really, just like being able to have an outlet, I would say, to like let out anything that I'm feeling or like anything that I go through. Like when I was growing up, I always had some sort of outlet, like whether it was like writing, like making YouTube videos or anything like that. Like that was the way that I like coped with like the things that I went through. And then I mean I just love music too. Like I like to say that like I'm a fan of like the game. Like I definitely like respect a lot of the people that I listen to, and like it's hard to not be inspired to like create your own music through that too.
Yeah, for sure. So that kind of helped to inspire you to make kind of what you're making now.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's cool. And kind of just like in your path too, and you as a student, and like so you also performed recently at G Music Fest. That was really cool too to see you there.
Yeah, that was really fun. That was my first performance, and I think it went really well. It really like showed me that I like have what it takes to perform.
Yeah.
Because I mean, ultimately, I've been making this music for like the last year and a half. So to be able to like show it to people and like perform it was very rewarding for me because it was kind of like a celebration of everything that I'd done up until now, and then also like the start of a new era as well. Kind of welcoming that in and saying goodbye to like the old era that I had as well was kind of like how I saw it.
Yeah, that's really cool. It was really cool to see your performance too. And like, was that your first performance?
Yeah, first performance.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it. And I mean, shout out to anyone who came to it too. It was a good crowd. So
yeah, well, we look forward to bringing you back to the Face Club and just have more performances coming up soon, I hope.
oh yeah, for sure. Lots of performances coming up. And I can talk about that a little later and like the like stuff I got coming up. But yeah,
Awesome.
definitely
Yeah.
got some performances coming up soon. So
Cool. We'll look forward to hearing that. We're going to get back to some music for this, and we have a song by Winnie himself here. Did you probably perform this at the music fest too?
nah, so I actually
No?
made this. This was kind of like one night when I was just kind of like thinking about like I was kind of going through beats and I was just thinking about like the show and all that, and this is really like what this song is like about, and it actually samples like audio snippets from the show too. So like you'll hear like a crowd in there, you'll hear me kind of talking on a microphone. That's like real audio from the show. So it was kind of like just like an homage to like that experience that I had. So
Awesome. Well, you hear it right here. Coming up next here on Radio GBX, Standing by the Window by Winnie. Welcome back to Radio GBX. The last song you heard was voiced by Chloe Smith. Here on Radio GBX, we have Winnie here with us. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited to be here.
Oh yeah, it's been so fun diving some questions, and we're gonna dive into some more fun questions here with Grace. She has some questions for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna start easy. Just kidding. I'm not gonna bite. We're just gonna do fun stuff. So I was curious, like, how did you come up with stage name, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with that?
So people always tried to call me Winnie growing up. I think that's the only logical nickname for Winston, and I didn't really embrace it for a while, to be honest. And then I mean, people just started calling me it so much that I was just like, all right, like I'm gonna own the name. But I remember when I was coming up on streaming, it told me that just like spelling it the regular way was taken. So I was like, all right, I'm going to add the one. And then I think it said that was taken. So then I added the exclamation mark for the other I. And that was the one. And then I just made it capital because I thought it looked cooler.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I actually was a good choice because I actually really like how it's spelled,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's
That's
different
cool.
and, stands out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
The next question that I have is, I know you're just kind of starting your music catalog and everything, and you performed at GB Music Fest, but do you have a favorite song that you like to perform when you get to do that?
Probably, honestly, I really like this one song, NOK Jam, that I have. I think we got that one coming up next year. Just because that one was a song that I created after actually seeing Damian Liriano perform here, and I was like, you know what? One reason he's so good performing is because he has songs that can be performed live well. So I was like, okay, let me create a song that I think would be performed live well. So I created that one, and then I was like, if I ever get the chance to, perform, that's gonna be like the ending song to like end it off on like just a fun bop your head type note. So probably that one to perform for sure, just because it's got a cool vibe. But I also have this one song, New Chain, that I performed 2 times at the show, and that was really fun because that was the song that was hyping me up most at that time. So it was really fun to perform that just because it's just so much energy, and I mean, yeah, I just love that song.
So tell me a little bit about an artist that, whether it's, another student band or another student artist, or even just like, one of the top dogs out there. Tell me about an artist that you really hope to collaborate with in the future, and why.
I would say Denzel Curry.
Okay.
Yeah. He his style is what really fuels a lot of the music I'm making right now, just because he's so good at rapping. Like he'll just go 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 not stop. So that's what I've tried to teach myself to be able to do, because I know just listening to it, how amazed I am by hearing him rap like that. And I mean, he knows how to make a lot of different types of beats work. And I mean, I just really like the sound that he's created. He's mixed lyrical with cool beats, where I feel like in the past it's been more chill beats, more lyrical stuff, or more hype type beats. being less content, more like just the energy. So I like that he blends the two, because that's really what I've tried to do, like from the start with my music, is link those two, because those are the two things that I enjoy like the most about hip hop and rap and all that.
Kind of tagging onto that a little bit. Is there someone that you're currently listening to that's kind of influencing like your writing style right now? Or just like, you mean besides the artists that you mentioned too? Like, is there, yeah, I'm kind of going on a tangent, but I think you get the drift.
No, so honestly, recently, it's been this one guy that's actually someone that I met recently from Milwaukee called Yo Gino.
Okay.
And I mean, he just makes music about like good vibes, but also like where he's from and like just his life. And he makes it sound cool. And that's like what I want to do going forward with anything that I do, just because, I mean, it's like, it's someone from this state making music like that about growing up in this state, which I think is cool, opposed to like someone talking about growing up in like somewhere else, because I can actually relate. I'm living in that environment. So it has that like close to home feel, which is really what I want to dive into, and just kind of like own the fact that I live in Wisconsin and just like all the vibes that come with that.
Yeah. So my last question for you, this is like my favorite one to ask that I've gotten some very interesting responses. So imagine this scenario. You're planning a dinner party and you can invite 10 people, whether they are alive or that they have already passed. Which 10 people would you invite to your dinner party? And bonus if you can tell me why.
So, I mean, a dinner party. I'm just trying to think. I would probably invite my girlfriend Meg so that she could experience it with me. I would for sure invite. Honestly, I would love to like pick the brand of like Notorious B.I.G.
Oh,
just
yeah,
because
that's
like
a good one.
we didn't get. I would say like the reason is because we didn't really get to hear what he could become.
Yeah.
So just kind of hearing like his mindset on like making music and all that would be cool. I would invite Jaden Smith. He's another big influence of mine, just because I really like his world building, and he really like he has just like his content like is just cool with how he creates stories, and he he just creates these whole worlds, and that's something that I want to keep getting better at as a musician.
Remember, they can also be someone who's dead
Someone
as
who's
well.
dead. Well, I did say Big E.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
there's-
right.
But I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of someone else. Like, man, probably Travis Scott, because
Yeah.
I just want like the world building he can do is really cool, and just like how he turns his voice into an instrument is really cool. How many am I at?
You're at 4.
4? Okay. Man, I'm trying to think. Like maybe Eminem, because
Yeah, I was gonna say.
like he's really good at rapping. So I'd want to pick his brain about like how he comes up with those flows and like learning how to do that. I would say also Metro Boomin
Okay.
too,
Yeah.
because he's like probably one of the top producers right now. Also, honestly, like I would want to invite Run DMC too. I don't know if that counts as 1 or 2 people. I think it's 3 people technically.
Let's just call it 1.
We'll
I
call
mean,
it
if
1.
you want to call it 3, that's,
I feel like for the sake of this, we got to call it 1, just because like they just like they're so like chill, and they're so against all the stuff that everyone else raps about, but they just have a nice like vibe that they come up with, and that's something that I think has kind of gone away from the genre a little bit. So that would be cool. So I think we're at 6.
7.
Who else do I look up to? Let's see.
3
here.
more.
3 more. Honestly, probably my uncle that ended up passing. I think it was like many years ago. I was in middle school, just because he was like my best friend, and I think he would think it'd be really cool what I'm doing. Man, who else did I look up to? I mean, I would just say, did I already say Denzel Curry? I don't think so.
No, I don't think you did.
Okay, I would invite him,
Okay.
and I would invite Vince Staples because they're also two artists that inspire me.
Nice.
All right, how many am I at now?
You're
And that was
at 10. I mean, if you want to add,
Does anyone else that you think?
absolutely. This is like such a fun, open-ended
Yeah.
question. Like, I think one of the last times I asked it, I said like 12. But like, it's, yeah.
Oh, that'd be a pretty dope party. I mean, all
Yeah.
those people together, all the brains you can pick, and all that music that you could create.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd
That's-
say like,
It's a good mix.
if it was me doing a dinner party, the first person I think of is Kurt Cobain. That's hearing what he has to say would be very interesting.
Even like Biggie, anyone that
Yeah.
has passed too soon.
Tupac.
Before, like they've definitely
Tupac
been
too,
going,
but
like, doing
Biggie
so
and
much.
Tupac at a party, I don't know how that would
Yeah,
go.
I don't know how that would work.
So, I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
just say like Michael Jackson
Yeah.
Ooh,
because
yeah, that's true.
he like was able to become such a star, so he would have the formula.
Hmm.
He would be able to tell me about that. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a pretty awesome dinner party, if I'll say.
No, it's a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. You want to turn it over to the music, Joe?
Yep. Coming up next, we have a good song here by Winnie himself, NOK Jam.
Let's do it.
You're on Radio GBX. Welcome back to Radio GBX. The last song you heard was New List by A-Train. Here on Radio GBX, we have Winnie. How you doing?
Good. That was a good song that was just on,
Oh, yeah?
actually. So,
Yeah, A-Train, he's another person that performed at the Music Fest the previous year, actually.
nice. Yeah.
Another music graduate.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So I kind of want to get into your music. So like getting into like, you talked about some of your engineers that you, or producers that you work with over in Germany. Like what kind of stuff are you working in now?
So yeah, so I met through this guy I met in high school who lives in Germany. I met this producer Bulba, and yeah, he just reached out to me one day and he was like, "I make beats, like look at my Instagram, see if there's any you like." And I pretty much right away found ones that I liked, and then we kind of linked up after that. He started making more beats for me, and he's basically like his beats pushed me to be able to be better as an artist. And then just I was able to get him connections through that. We've kind of been able to like it's crazy how it all kind of fell into place. Like we all kind of we started to like grow our circle. There's this one guy I work with, Mikey. He was kind of the next person that I met, and Bulba has created some songs for him and all that. And I've had some collabs with him. And I've just really just been working with like other people right now, just trying to like basically collab with like people in the area to just try to become better as an artist and just like connect with people and all that. Like there's this one guy that I met recently called PC Rex.
Okay.
Got to give him a shout out. He lives like about an hour from Appleton in Watoma area. He like him and I feel like are like on the same level as far as like our artistry and like where we're at right now. And he's been able to introduce me to a lot of the people in the like Milwaukee hip hop scene, which has been really cool because that's kind of where that's like where the genre is in Wisconsin. Yeah, really just working with people like in the area has been the biggest thing for me. Like now that I made this album that I got coming up right now, it's like I just want to kind of grow my circle and grow like connections now, because like that's really what's been able to like build me up in this and all that. It's just like working with other people and all that. But yeah, shout out to Bulba Beats. Like he really is like engineered my sound that I have right now, and we're kind of moving to transition to the next project.
Okay.
And all that. And yeah, it's been a great experience, especially because we've been working overseas apart and been able to do what we've done. So that's been pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, so, like, that's really cool that you're doing, like, that with him overseas too and, like, in that process and, like, even wanting to, get some more and, like, you can collab with other artists is really fun. Like, it'd be cool to listen to see what you got coming up next. Like,
Yeah.
speaking of that too, I wanna so what is, like, your creative process, like, you working with him too, and, like, how do you come up with and create new music?
So sometimes he'll get inspired and send me a beat, and he'll send me like a demo of it, and
Yeah.
I'll decide if it's something that I can use. Like pretty much what I do is if I instantly am able to like do a freestyle on it or find a flow, that's always like a good indicator that that's going to be a good beat to
Mm.
use. So then he'll go finish the beat. Sometimes he'll take my input on certain stuff, and we'll figure out like how to make it how it would work for me. But yeah, he'll send me the beat, and then I just kind of, I would say this for just any song I create is like, I'll hear the beat, I'll kind of do a freestyle on it, and then I'll write down certain things that I think worked and like stuck for coming up with a flow for that. And then I kind of just continue, like, and just like basically like I'll record the part that I come up with, and then after that, I'll play it, hear it, and then I'll kind of start to like formulate ideas for the next part, and then eventually it just becomes a song, which is like I really like how that works because it's like it's so unexpected. Like you don't know what you're gonna create, and then you create it.
Yeah.
And I've surprised myself a lot in that way. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll just end up being like, okay, I want to beat like this song, and then he'll pretty much be able to create something that sounds similar, not the same, but captures like a vibe that would work for me.
Oh, yeah.
And then sometimes even I just tell him like certain ideas that I have for a song, and he'll be like, okay, let me try to get like a beat that meets that kind of content and vibe that we're going for. So it's a lot of different things, but yeah, it's been really smooth. Like he's definitely someone that I'm gonna keep collaborating with
That's cool.
because him and I are like a good match as far as like producer artist duo.
Nice. Yeah, do you feel like there's any challenges working with someone that far? Like, how do you feel like the communication? I mean, you made a few songs already, so it's good that you got that keep going. So, and you guys are a good match together, so that's really good too. That you have that communication to make music together.
Yeah, challenges is just like not like we're both pretty good at being able to like respond to each other's messages, but I mean they're 7 hours ahead there, so that's the biggest thing. Like a lot of the time I'll be making songs at the end of the day where he'll be making them at the end of his day, which will be the start of my day.
Yeah.
So sometimes it'll be a game of like being patient and having to kind of wait it out in order to just like be able to get everything into place essentially.
Yeah.
And I mean sometimes we use voice notes a lot. Like that's a big thing that we do because
Okay.
sometimes like there's just so much to communicate. But I mean, yeah, just like I would say time zone, but also like sometimes it's hard like not being able to tell someone face to face like improvements on a song or something that you like don't like about it, because sometimes like through message or even like voice notes it's hard to tell like what like how someone's communicating it, I would say. Whereas like if it's someone that I'm like right next to, they can very clearly tell if I'm like saying something friendly, which I mean I always am. I don't ever like him and I have never had like a negative communication. It's
Yeah.
just been like sometimes it's just hard to tell, but I think we're at a good point where we understand each other enough to be able to decipher that.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go visit him and my other friend
Oh,
in
really?
Germany this summer. So
Nice.
we'll be able to create music just like right there
Yeah.
live, which will be really cool. And we'll be able to like officially like meet and like be
Yeah.
able to get to know each other more and all that too. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, even just like doing what you've done already too, you guys built all that trust and that communication. So then, like I said, like that's only gonna be like build. I mean, I feel like there's definitely challenges like with the time zone, like you said too. But you guys know how to communicate to each other and you figure that out. I mean, there's probably specific things that you get But the fact that you guys are able to like work with that and make great music out of that, that's something to think about.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like, what kind of going? I want to call it deeper into music of like. Now I know kind of like the process of maybe how you come up with it, but like what kind of maybe you talked about before what inspired you, but kind of what really inspires, or what kind of you talked about some inspirations too before about some of the people you would want on the island, like even some of your message too in your music. What do you think is the main inspiring factor?
The main inspiring factor is just to be like authentic to yourself. Like I feel like we're in a world where there's just such high standards for people as a whole, and I think a lot of people get lost in like who their like what their identity is. So that's kind of the main message. Like that's why I have the message of like none of clone. Like it pretty much means like to like not be a clone of other people and to just kind of be your own person and like have your own things that make you. Like that was something that coming up in high school and all that, like I was never really the type to be like hanging with like everyone in my grade because like everyone was trying to be like they were all kind of like everyone like people didn't seem as authentic to themselves as I guess like they could be. Which I mean I'm not saying that that's like something that's wrong with them or anything, but that was just like for me I was like, well, I just want to surround myself with energy that helps me be authentic to myself. And I think that was kind of the start of it. Right now, like the music industry, like it's like a trend to make music. Like everyone wants to do it. So that's where like it's harder to pick apart like who is really like got the most like talent and like all that and is really like bringing like something new. And that's another thing that inspires me is like just trying to kind of create my own sound too.
Yeah.
And just like if I find myself ever trying to sound like something else or a certain song, then I kind of stop myself because like it kind of gets away from where I'm trying to be at. Yeah, I mean definitely those artists inspire me and just like my experiences and all that and just like whatever like vibe I'm feeling at the time like right now like we got spring coming, summer's on the way, like I really want to create something that's like more like a friendly, like at home type vibe. That's what's inspiring me right now.
Nice.
But it's definitely tough to stick to like a certain like aesthetic or like vibe through music just because like one day you can be feeling like you want to create like a like softer like more like piano jazz type like song, and then the next day you're like angry at something, so you want to like scream into the microphone. Like it's a lot of different things, but just staying true to myself and like my message and just staying consistent is my biggest inspiration for music and all that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, like you said, you're inspired by a lot of these other rappers and stuff, performers that you take stuff from, but then in your own message that you want to inspire others is just to be original, not to be a clone, and that's really inspiring too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and kind of I want to talk too about like so you've had talk about some of your upcoming music that you're working on now. Are you able to share much of that yet? Or?
Yeah, so I have an album coming out called None of Clone 2.
Yeah.
It's coming out next Tuesday.
Nice.
And that's what I've really been working on like the last, I would say like yearish, because that's kind of when I started creating like the first song for it. And I mean, as I kind of like I described like that's really like the None of Clone is like what I live by. Like I have it on my chain, I have it on my hat, all that. And that's whenever I feel like I'm coming on like a new era, artist wise, like artistry wise, and all that. That's really when I create one of these albums. So this is like probably my most important album that I've made because of that, because it's like representing me and like where I'm at right now. So, yeah, it's also the first album that I've made with like studio equipment and all that.
Okay.
So that's going to be really cool. Because I'm hoping it's something that can just like live on for a long time and sound good in like, 10, 15, 30 years and all that. That's really like the biggest thing I've been working on right now. kind of decided last minute that it was going to release this year or this month because
Okay.
I was just like, you know what, it's almost done. I'm going to rush to complete it. I actually took a lot more time than I thought I would, which is good because ultimately you want it to sound good. It's always tedious deciding on a final like mix and sound because like there'll be times I go back and forth and just constant for hours trying to figure out how I want something to sound. But no, I'm super excited about it. April is like my favorite month because I mean, my birthday is in April. It's actually when the album's coming out. But
Nice. Happy early birthday.
thank you. And I mean it's my 21st birthday too,
Nice.
so it's a special
Yeah.
birthday. But yeah, so that's really like what I've been working on. But what I'm working on right now is just trying to like get better at social media and all that and just like create visual stuff for the music I'm creating because that's important too. Some would argue like just as important as the music that you're making. So that's been what I've kind of been trying to grind, but also like doing shows and all that
Yeah.
has been another thing for me. But yeah, just constantly trying to improve and just sound better. And I'm kind of just in a period of trying to like reset right now and figure out like what the next thing is going to be. And yeah, I'm already starting to come up with ideas and get excited for it. So I think I'll probably have another project drop by the end of the year. If it's going to be like an album or an EP, but something like that is going to be what's up next. So
Oh, that's awesome. We're looking forward to hearing the one come out soon, and then something coming out hopefully at the end of the year too. That's
for
awesome.
sure.
I mean, and you're talking about some of your shows too. So, do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, so I got like 2 shows coming up. So
Okay.
one is one that I actually ended up like booking last week. It's going to be an album release. It's like performance in Appleton at OB's Bra House. And I mean, it's just gonna be cool because that's where I live is Appleton. That's where I've been my whole life pretty much. And I mean, I was just like, you know what? Like, I want to like be able to celebrate this album and perform it and all that because like when you drop an album as a small artist, you could be working on it for months to almost a year, and sometimes like it's like when it drops, it's like it drops and then you don't like of course people will listen and all that, but um it doesn't always feel like as of a big deal as like you want it to be. So that's where like with this I really want to like make this like a celebration of like the album that I made and all that and just be able to like have a good time. And I have like 4 people opening for me, which would be really cool. I got my buddy PC Rex that I was talking about earlier. He's gonna be there. There's this one guy, Baby Stone, that makes more like melodic type music. That's friends with PC Rex. That's gonna be there. There's this other guy. I think he's from Detroit. Called Griff the Kid. He's got more like melodic. He kind of has like a Post Malone type sound too, which is kind of cool. He's gonna be there. And then probably the person I'm most excited for is Yo Gino. I mentioned him earlier. He's a Milwaukee rapper. He's got a really cool sound. He's really like his sound is really what I'm like aspiring to like get to it and like the quality of music and all that. So it's like a gift that he's gonna be able to perform there. So I'm really excited for that. And I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a cool show. I'm really excited for it. Just because it's gonna be a celebration of the album. It's in, my hometown and all that. So I have that, and then I have a show in Milwaukee coming up, May 2nd, which is gonna be kind of like an artist showcase. So the spotlight won't just be on me, which I think is be kind of cool after, having the show the previous week. But there's gonna be like 20 different artists there. We're all gonna do like 10-minute sets each, so that'll be cool to like meet more people. And PC Rex will be there. My boy Mikey will be there. A couple other guys I know will be there, so that'll be cool to do, especially because I have songs with some of those guys that are gonna be there. So I'll kind of get to go in and out of other people's performances too. And then, I mean, I'll be on this campus next year. At the beginning of the year, I'm gonna have a performance happening, and I mean, I'm sure I'll have more coming up on this campus after that too. But yeah, that'll be exciting. And I don't think I mentioned it, but the Appleton show is April 26th.
Oh,
Doors open at 10 p.m. It's gonna be late, but it's gonna be fun. So to anyone listening, if you're 21 and over and you're looking for something to do, April 26th, pop out to the show. It's free entry. It's gonna be really fun. And I mean, I'm just trying to have a good time there. So
yeah. And this will be the first time your album release party, so it'll be a fun time celebrating your album, celebrating your birthday, just all the work that you've done. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I'll get to
cool.
perform with other people too, which will be
Yeah.
the first time as well, which will be really
That's
fun.
cool.
So
Right near home too. So
exactly, like
Yeah.
5 minutes from my house.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be really cool. Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, and then even like you said too, you got stuff coming up on campus. You got stuff in Milwaukee, so it's really cool. All these performances, even the last music fest that you performed here in the club. So maybe you'll be down in the club too, probably more often. Do the next music fest, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to be back in the Phoenix Club. I'm going to be in the coffee house for my next
Oh, yeah.
show here, which I think it'll be cool because the vibe that I'm going for next is that more so like that, like warm, like more chill, kind of like fall, summer vibes. So I think that'll be, I'll be performing a lot of like the stuff that I create over the next couple months there. So
Oh,
that'll be cool to see how it is to perform there too, and all that.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Look forward to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, should we turn it back to some music for now?
Yeah, for sure.
We got coming up next is a song by Winnie here, Paranoid.
Let's do
Would
it.
you like to say anything before we play it?
So this song is this is another one of my most meaningful songs. This one I created after just kind of like getting like paranoid about like people that I've cut off or like decisions I've made in my life catching up to me and all that. And kind of just about how like some nights like I was paranoid like to go to sleep because I was like, it's like, well, I don't know. And I would like, have to like check certain places in the house before I went to sleep, pretty much, just to feel like comfortable and all that. That's what this is about. And it's really about just like kind of like trying to let go of that and just like move on, but also keep those memories, just as part of my life, but just kind of learning to live with that. So
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Coming next, Paranoid by Winnie here on Radio GBX. Welcome back to Radio GBX. The last song you heard was Part 1 by Presley Christman. Here on Radio GBX, we have Winnie. How you doing?
man, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, it's so interesting to hear all your stuff about your music, just where you come from. I just want to dive more into like, as an artist yourself, like what kind of advice would you give to like any artist coming up?
I would just say to like keep the people that are trying to do the same thing as you like close, because there'll be a lot of people who will just out of like selfish intent will say like hateful things to you basically. But that's just because like people just have their own like feelings about like whatever is going on. But like what I've really learned is like the people who are really going to be like the most valuable, like as far as like giving you feedback or like kind of like trying to like help you improve, is the people that like you're close to. And like that's one thing I've really learned with my artist friends is like they're gonna be able to give me the best advice because they're doing it, like they're going through the same thing as I am. So yeah, I mean, just like building yourself up from the people around you and the people who are actually like listening and supporting you is the biggest thing. And I would say too, just like work with like what you have, because like you'll get a lot of stuff flooding your feed that's like, oh, like pay for this and you'll get 10,000 streams or whatever. Well, a lot of the time those are fake and your song can get removed from Spotify for doing that. Or like you'll get the 10,000, but then it won't be like consistent listeners after that. Or there'll be a lot of people trying to sell you promo on social media and their pages aren't actually as big as it looks like. It's like fake followers or whatever. So just really like investing in yourself and improving yourself is like the first step, because you got to be able to help yourself be who you want to be as an artist and like be able to do the things you want to do first before trying to reach for these other things. But just like being selective about where you're putting your energy and all that. Like this is one thing I want to do going forward, but like, yeah, like investing in music videos, investing in like performance opportunities, investing in better equipment, like beats, stuff like that is really like the best. And even features too and all that is like the best way right now that's been working for me to be able to me and the people around me to be able to like grow and improve essentially.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and it's a big part of like even just your message, not being a clone, just being original.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, even yourself. I think you talking about like collaborating with other people. You doing some shows coming up with other rappers. Like that's really big, and like just really getting in, connecting. I think that's a big part too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I want to talk to like you mentioned all the stuff you have coming up. So let's promote. Where can we find like your music? Where on social media?
Yeah, so where I post most about stuff is going to be my Instagram, which is Winnie_NOK. The first I is spelled with a 1, so it's W1NNIE_NOK. That's my Instagram, or you could just look up Winnie, which is spelled W1NN !E, and that'll pop up too. But I post like all the new music releases I have. I post all my like stuff for like concerts, all the information and all that. And I mean, I've been really just trying to like post like my lifestyle too, and like kind of things that I've been doing, and like just really showing like kind of behind the scenes and like all the stuff that I'm working on too. So that's the best place to find information about me. And then for streaming, as I said, it's capital W1, capital NN, capital E. And that's where you can find all my music. I'm on all platforms. I'm even on SoundCloud too. So yeah, just find me on there. And I got NOK2 or Not a Clone 2, the album coming out next Tuesday, 4/22. That'll be super exciting. And then I also got my show in Appleton on the 26th this month. That's going to be definitely not a show to miss, especially with all the cool people that are going to be performing there too. So.
It's awesome. And then you got your show coming up in May too, May 2nd in Milwaukee.
Yeah, May 2nd, the My Cafe.
Okay.
I got more information on like the address and all that on my Instagram and all that. But yeah, that'll be cool too.
That's awesome. Yeah, go follow Winnie on Instagram. Follow Listeners Music on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music too. Definitely. Do you have anything else you'd like to say quick before we go to some music?
I mean, I would just say like, thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's my first interview. It's been cool to kind of talk about the music and all that. And thanks to Grace too, for the fun questions and all that. Yeah, it's been a good time.
All right, coming up next, we have Winnie's song NOK Jam here on Radio GBX. Welcome back to Radio GBX. That song you heard was Paradise by Damian Loreno here on Radio GBX. We have Winnie with us tonight. How you doing, Winnie?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us. It was been a great show. We went over lots of good topics, and we'll have this all on YouTube. For whoever missed this, didn't catch it live, check out the video on YouTube and promote all your content on there too. Get you linked up. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience?
Just keep trying to be true to yourself. Just find hope in what you can and support local artists.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, stay tuned. You got a lot of stuff coming up. A lot of shows coming up. It's a lot of cool content. So definitely check this guy out. It's music. social media, anything.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun. And now the show is over.